Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kalala Yamla Yahweh Basham Yahushai Basham Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth and the rule well. Peace and citations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading His word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Quotas Up Zion from the James Holland branch, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahshai with another lesson, another video. The Lord willing, this video is edifying. In this video, I want to go into Psalms, the book of Psalms 49 and verse 11. And it reads, "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names." Gone. So this is a scripture, this is a precept, this is a scripture showing you that Esau, it shows you who the devil is, how he operates, and we can point out nowadays that this is speaking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, because you see that his inward thought is that his house is going to continue forever. This empire that he has, this rulership that the Most High has given him, he thinks in his mind that his empire, his kingdom is going to last forever and ever, longer than all these other dominions, all these other rulerships. But the Most High has him in a trick bag because his house is not going to stand forever. Let me see if the scripture came to mind. Let me go to the book of Daniel. This is Daniel 2, verse 20. Daniel answered and said, "Blessed be the name of Yahweh forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changes the times and the seasons. He removeth kings, and he setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding." So it's the Most High that is doing this. It's the Most High that's changing the times and changing the kings and changing the seasons. And now it's Esau's time to rule, because you had the Babylonian captivity, you had the Medo-Persian captivity, you had the Grecian captivity, you had the Roman captivity, and now we're living in the Roman revived captivity, which is still the Edomites that are ruling, the so-called white people. But the scripture calls him Edom, which is Adawam, which is red. They're called red people, because they're the only nation, the only race that you can see their blood through their skin, and they have been rape, robbing, and murdering all across the four corners of the earth. So now a lot of other nations, they become lighter through the infiltration of Esau, the infiltration of the so-called white man. So they have some traits of this devil. We call him devil because the word devil goes back to diablos, which means calumniator, false accuser, liar, and that's what he is. You see? So these people, these other nations, they now have a lighter complexion through the infiltration of Esau, because he raped their women. What happened in Vietnam, what happened to the Aboriginals. He chased them out of their land, and he raped those people, So let me go back. So Psalm 49, verse 11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. And other precept that I was also thinking about in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 14. No. me get this one first. This is Psalms 17, verse 14. It says, Psalm 17, verse 14. Let me start at 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And now I was already explaining who the wicked is. According to Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? That's speaking about the earth is now being governed by the wicked. And who is the nation that is ruling? You tell me. Who is the nation that is ruling in wickedness, that is going around taking people there, taking countries there, how you call it, their resources gone, taking these people their resources, taking, bringing democracy, so-called democracy in the land, giving these their women rights, in that country, bringing feminism, bringing the LGBTQ agenda into their country, bringing them the central banking system. Who and which nation is that? The Bible calls them the wicked, and that's speaking about Esau. So it says, Esau is also the sword. He is the sword of the Most High, because the Most High has blessed him with the sword, through Isaac. You see? Isaac and Rebekah had two children, which were Jacob and Esau. Esau got the blessing of the sword, and Jacob had the blessing that he is going to have dominion in the end, because now he is down, the descendants of Jacob, the descendants of the man that his name was changed into Israel, his descendants are down, but in the end, the Most High is going to put them where they belong, ruling and governing this earth. But for the time being, the so-called white man, the wicked, is ruling this earth, who has been blessed with the sword, pursuing to Genesis 25. So going back, Psalm 17, verse 13, Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. You see? So this is Esau's MO. This is why what he goes by. He rapes, robs, and murders, and then when he leaves, when he's gone, then he leaves the substance to his babes. And that's what you see with these so-called kings that we still have nowadays. You have, in most of these countries, you have presidents, but in certain countries, you have kings, like the UK, Belgium, Holland, And what do they leave for? They leave that old money, they leave their substance onto their children, you see? So now I'm going to go to the scripture that I wanted to go to, which is Isaiah 14, verse 21. And it reads, This is the judgment that the Most High has decreed against Esau. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Why? Because are the lands gotten? How are the lands being possessed? By wickedness, by greed. You see, according to Obadiah, according to Habakkuk 2. He is as death; he cannot be stopped. You see, so he got these lands to rape, robbing, and murdering, and then he leaves his possessions over to his children. And that's why the Most High said, prepare slaughter for his children, the ones that didn't do, the ones that didn't have blood on their hand, so called, according to the world. The ones that now are the generations that live peaceably, with the nations that they conquered. For example, the children of Israel, which are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We have been shipped through the transatlantic slave trade, and now these people that were living together with, in their countries, they say like, oh, I didn't have any slaves, but you still reap the benefits of when you did have slaves, when y'all people had slaves, you know. So the Most High requires recompense. The Most High requires that everything becomes balanced out again. Why? Because of the iniquity of their fathers. You see? So going back, Psalms 49, verse 11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. And that's also a sign of their pride. The pride that this red devil has. This is Obadiah 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So this shows the identity of the man that is so prideful. He dwells in the clefts of the rock. And how does this man call himself? A Caucasian, right? And what does a Caucasian mean? Caucasian means cave dweller, mountain dweller. You see? So the Most High, yeah, it's funny, man. He uses words, but then it trickles back to the scriptures. So the Most High put something in his mind that is for us as a token or breadcrumbs leading us straight back to the scriptures. You see? To show us, the servants of prophets, like it says in Amos 3 and verse 3, the Most High doesn't do anything, but he reveals his secrets unto the servants of prophets. So the Most High let this man choose that name and left breadcrumbs leading to the scriptures. You see? Calling himself a Caucasian, calling himself a cave dweller, a mountain dweller. This man is so proud and prideful. Everything points to him. All the scriptures point out to him. You see, whose habitation is high. This man likes to live in skyscrapers, how you call it, penthouse suites. He wants to be above the rest of the nations, looking down at them. He always has these high buildings. You see, and he says in his heart, who shall bring me down? Esau thinks that he's going to rule forever. That's why this is a precept on the Psalms that we just read. In his mind, he's so delusional. He's so proud, high-minded, that he thinks who can bring him down? It's the Most High that sets up kings. It's the Most High that's going to take them down also. You see? And it's going to be by a miraculous way, like it says in Jeremiah 16 and 16, or 16 and 14. You had the Exodus, that was the children of Israel leaving Egypt by the hand of the Most High. This time, it's going to be Israelites leaving the land of America and all the places they have been scattered by the hand of the Most High, by the chariots of the Most High, in a great and glorious fashion. You see? So it's the Most High that's going to do it. Isaiah 47, verse 7. And it reads, And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. So Babylon the Great, which is America, which is being ruled by Esau Edom, or in the Greek, they're called Idumea, you know, that's going to be touched. That's going to be destroyed. That's going to be, because nowadays, they are the ones that are going across the four corners of the earth, doing whatever they want, taking whatever lands they want, sabotaging the countries until they submit, invading into countries, telling the world that those countries are terrorist countries, while actually it's America that is the terrorist. You see? So what happened is that this country, Babylon the Great, America, they think that they are untouchable. But there's nothing less true than that. Because these other nations, they're not really going to mess with America until the Most High put that fury in their hearts that they are all going to point their missiles towards America and going to burn her with fire. You see? So it's all a build up to something that is going to happen in the future. That's why we from Great Millstone, we keep prophesying, we keep putting that vibration out there so that these prophecies can come to pass. Because it's the Most High's words, it's the Most High's vibration that is being put out. You see? Let me go to the book of Revelation, and then I'm going to close it off on that. This Revelation 18, verse 7, and it reads, How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. So, like I said, like I was going into, Esau, Edom, the places that he's ruling, and especially now, that main captivity, that main prison, which is Babylon the Great, America, he is ruling that land, that continent. But the Most High, he is going to bring that place down, man. It's going to be called the Lake of Fire. You see? No man is going to pitch their tent there anymore. These other countries, they're going to cry because of America, they were making a lot of money. Look at China, for example. Look at China, because everything that you wear in America, what does it say? Made in China. So these other merchants, if you go to your 7-Elevens in America, who has that? That's Elam, the Indian. You see? So they are making a lot of money on the back of America. So America thinks, it's going to last forever. They're calumniating, they're gathering and heaping the people onto themselves, heaping countries onto themselves, heaping all these titles to themselves. But in the end, the Most High is still going to reign supreme. The Most High is going to, just like how he brought Pharaoh so high, that's exactly what he's doing to Esau. He's bringing Esau that high, so that it's going to be the Most High that is going to bring him down, and that his name is going to be glorified. Being the Most High's name is going to be glorified because he took this devil out of rulership. You see? He's going to send his son, which is Yahweh Shai. He's going to send the angels. He's going to send his chariots. and it's going to be one hell of a show off. It's going to be one hell of a showdown. Not even a showdown, because this is a mere man. He cannot stand in the sight or in the face of the Most High Son. But it's the Most High. He's a man of war. Like it says in the book of was it Exodus 15:3. So he likes a good showdown. So that's what he's also going to give. He's going to give a good showdown, and Esau's going to be taken out of rulership, and the dominion of the children of Israel is going to be put here upon earth, led by Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. So with that, I hope this video is edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Reka Kodash. Shalom Akim.